terrific Sunday afternoon at the Comcast Center in College Park, Maryland. This game went into overtime. The Cavaliers of Virginia get the #4 seed in the tournament with a 75-72 win over Maryland in overtime. It was one of those games that Virginia was in control of this. Maryland never led since it was 4-3 early in the ball game. But Maryland, with a great run down the stretch, sent it into overtime.
And Maryland did a great job, and really behind the leadership of Coach Mark Turgeon, who really urged on the crowd, started a reserve lineup, to say the least, in the second half in order to get that energy and effort injected into his team.
Take a look at the highlights. We'll take you back to the beginning of this ball game, and it was Virginia early.
And Virginia early meant Mike Scott early, squaring up Maryland's defenders and knocking down jump shots, and that's been the strength of Mike Scott all year. He's been a great shooter, but it was Sammy Zeglinski attacking the basket later that was a huge play, but Sammy was aggressive all day and behind the three-point line. Very comfortable shooting here in the Comcast Center and knocked down big threes in the first half.
Zeglinski 4 for 9 today beyond the arc. He had 20 points, but again, it was Scott with 35 and 11. But how about the Maryland run?
And Maryland was able to step up their production in the second half, and Terrell Stoglin didn't have a great shooting day, but he was continuing to be aggressive and putting pressure on Virginia's defense in the first half.
Stoglin with 25 points on senior day. Sean Mosley taking it out of Mosley had a pretty good game as well. He had 17 points as he goes here down Main Street.
In the second half, it was really Sean Mosley who got Maryland started, and not only scoring the basketball, but distributing to his teammates. Nick Fowles got involved in the action, getting to the rim, and it was Maryland's energy and their effort that really led them to a 20-8 run over the last 750 of regulation.
The crowd was rocking at the Comcast Center, got him back into it.
A huge shot by Sammy Zeglinski gave Virginia a lead at the end, but it was Terrell Stoglin right back down the floor, knocking down a huge three, sending this game into overtime.
Scott then took over in overtime. He played like a pro today.
Mike Scott was huge for Virginia, understanding as a senior, he needed to put the team on his back, and he did that in overtime, and he was truly the difference in the way the outcome of this one turned out.
Well, Maryland struggled at the free throw line, just 14 of 26 today. Padgett was 0 for his first 6. That really hurt him throughout the afternoon, but it was one of those games where Mosley came up with 17, Stoglin with 25, 35 for Scott with 11 rebounds. And then after the game, Corey Alexander had a chance to talk with Mike Scott and Tony Bennett.
Mike Scott, huge game for you this afternoon, 35 points, 11 rebounds, and it seems as though you saved your best for last.
Yeah, I did. I really got on myself on those free throws at the end of the game, so I just took it upon myself to try to put the team on my back and try to come out with a win.
And after giving up a lead earlier in this week, was that going through you guys' mind at the end of the game today?
Definitely. Same thing happened at Florida State. We just came together, and at one point, I think it was overtime before overtime, said it wasn't going to happen again. So, I'm just happy for my teammates and myself to come out with a win today.
Well, in saying it wasn't going to happen again, you stepped up huge in overtime, were able to knock down a couple of shots and really give your team a lift. Is that something you felt like you took a concerted effort to do?
Definitely. I talked to my teammates earlier yesterday, and I told them I just need to get the ball and be more assertive. I had to put on myself, and I just had to be more assertive, and I did that today.
Thanks a lot, Mike. Great game. Coach Bennett, of course, and I know you were having a little anxiety going over there as you saw Maryland starting to climb over. But for you as a coach, is that going through your mind again that we're going through this, it's happening to us again?
Well, we've been through this a lot in terms of games. Even when we have big leads, teams have come after us, and we've either had to withstand and squeak them out at the end, or we've lost some heartbreakers. And, when Stoglin hit the three, that was tough because I thought we did a good job. But I just said, keep playing. There's a point where what can you do? You just got to keep going possession to possession. We missed some free throws down the stretch, but played well enough in a tough situation. But so proud of Sammy and Mike as two seniors really playing games like that in this setting to, again, I don't know what it means for us, but I know it was a great win.
And a great win gets you the 4th seed in the agency tournament and that much needed extra day of rest to where you only have to play on Friday. Is that something your team was very aware of?
Yeah, I mean, we Joe didn't practice all week. We were practicing with 6 bodies and 6 guys that were playing, so it was challenging. But there's something inside of these guys. They just lay it on the line every time. And we're not perfect, and we lose leads and make mistakes, but they really do lay it on the line. And as a coach, that makes you proud because they battle when they're outmanned, but they just keep going, and they've done that time and time again.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach Bennett. Great luck in the ACC tournament. All right.
So Virginia does get the #4 seed at the tournament. It's the first time the Cavaliers have won 22 games in a regular season since the 1982-83 season. Once again from the Comcast Center, the Cavaliers of Virginia beat Maryland 75-72 in overtime.